And please don't get it wrong, it's not an African thing for a woman to submit to her husband. All over the world, except for a few countries, I don't know if India should be one to highlight, but then all over the place, almost all over the world, a woman changes her maiden name to her husband's name, and that is how it works. That is how it works. There's no argument about that in the United States, in the United Kingdom, even in Asia. These are things that the wrong understanding of certain terms make us to misconstrue. So who told you that in the United States it said that because there's this gender balance and equality, a man ought to be cooking for his wife? We know these things. Even the American knows that the wife has that better hold of the kitchen than the husband. So these things you see on TV, it's just an expression of selflessness and love. When you see a man in America making dishes for his wife, for the children, or he takes up that role to be cooking, and then the wife is doing a 9 to 5 job, or she's doing a more professional work, that is based on agreement. So you don't just conclude based on that. But look at it, even in America, we know that a woman takes charge of the kitchen. That is just it. So you need to agree with your spouse how you need to do these things. And if as an African woman you can't even cook well, you should be able to make that arrangement with your husband to make sure you probably have a maid or somebody who takes up the role of cooking. But believe me, if you don't know how to cook and you make your husband eat another woman's food, I think you have yourself to blame. Because when they say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and there's no lie there. It's actually true, it's actually correct. There are times that I've eaten my mom's food and it makes me love her the more. Truly. And it applies to whenever I eat meals from ladies who just go ahead to prepare this for me without me asking. I get to appreciate them more, and I start thinking, oh, I wish I have a wife like this, or I wish I have someone that I live with that is so selfless like this. It's way beyond being a slave, is way beyond doing these things. Is the act of doing it. What is behind that act? That is selflessness. And I think we should look at life from the perspective of trying to pay good with good, or you do me something good and I'm trying to surpass your good. That should be the competition. It shouldn't be the other way around. It shouldn't be in competition of who is going to hit the person harder negatively. You do me something wrong and I want to hit you back, revenge. No, that is negative energy, and it can lead to a whole lot of disaster. It can lead to even death. It can lead to things so terrible. So it's high time we understood this. Ladies, ladies, ladies. The secret to having a good relationship, a good marriage, is understanding the concept of submission. Please don't misconstrue the terminology of feminism. No. If you look at this, if you've understood, if you studied the people behind the feminism movement, you will discover that a lot of them come from failed marriages, or a lot of them have been traumatized at some point in life by men. A lot of them have had bad experiences with men where they see themselves as losers. No, you're not a loser, you are a winner. And when I talk to the men about how they should treat their wives, tactically, a man will even submit to you if he loves you. That is just the truth. That is the truth. So the fact that a lady has been abused by a man before and she said, no, for this reason I hate men, and then she's championing the movement for feminism in in an area saying women need to have their rights upgraded. No, you were not abused because you didn't have the rights. You were probably abused by a criminal. You were probably abused or taken for granted or sexually harassed by a senseless being. You need to understand that. You need to understand that. So, women in marriage, women in relationship, learn to submit. And then there's something also very important, and that is the aspect of finance. So if we want to be fair, if we want to balance this, okay, a woman has to submit to a man, so it means the man needs to provide. You get this now, and coincidentally, it's also what I'm going to be saying will also make sense from the lion's analogy. So I mentioned to you that the males don't even partake in hunting, the ladies actually do it. That's the lionesses go ahead to hunt. So I would want to say to you that even if your husband does not bring the big bucks, even if your husband does not have the millions to take care of you and you earn better than your husband, it is no crime. So you see, ladies, you have to stand by your man. If you truly love this man and you see that he has the qualities that you would need from a husband that you want to live with for forever, you shouldn't place the financial capacity as priority. Okay, if this man is truly not going to amount to something in life and he's going to be financially weak all through his life, then I think it's up to you to, in your own wisdom, try to analyze this thing. But if it's not written and cast in stone that for life this man is going to be poor, and how do you know that? Because you see the moves he's making, you see the vision he has. Please don't get me wrong. When I say vision, I mean vision that will actually yield something, not just fictional vision or whatever. If you see that he's on a path, and you can measure these things by what he does, his habits, what he's doing, he might be sowing some seeds here and there towards his future, and you don't know which of them is going to germinate. You don't know which of them is going to be fruitful and how it's going to have its breakthrough. You will be so much proud of yourself if a man you stood by happens to make it big in life. And it could even be by it could even come in a surprising way. Overnight he can have his story changed, maybe get in favor where he did not even merit it, and he just got that breakthrough. You will really like that. But I tell you, if a man feels he made you were nothing, or you had a source of income, or you were a bit financially stable, but he feels he provided everything for you, I think that is the first stage, or the first reason for a man to believe that you need to be under him, you need to submit as a slave. And that is true. And I saw this quote somewhere. I know I'm not going to support that, I'm not going to support what it's all about, but it's the truth. And the quote says this: if a society that does not let a man have a woman because he is poor should also not question him having several women when he has the money. So technically, women, we are trying to say that money is what buys us, even though it's just traditionally significant that a man has to pay the dowry to the family of the wife to get her as a bride. It doesn't mean he's buying her. So don't say if a man wants to have you, he should be able to foot your bills, like take care of everything. No, this is a partnership. Your man can even have a breakthrough through you, and it could happen the other way. You could get a breakthrough. So talking about a woman standing by a man when he's nothing, that also applies the other way around. A man should stand by his woman when she is nothing. That is it. This is a partnership. You understand? So we get the whole concept of gender playing different, both genders playing their different roles and positioning and all that. You need to look at marriage and relationship as a partnership. So what is good for the goose is good for the gander. However, we cannot take away the fact that the man has some roles to play that makes him automatically just above the woman. Trust me. So a lot of women say these things that no, it sometimes even if you stand by a poor man, when he eventually has something, he goes ahead to do what he wants. So what? Who is that person you are having a relationship with? And these are the things you need to know. Is he a sensible person or someone that will betray you? So if you have that trust for the person, if you are able to risk that trust for the person, then you should be able to commit everything to the person. So you don't go into a relationship halfway, having a trust half trust that is just halfway. No, you have to give it all, your all, if you really want it to work. So this also takes me to the category of people who are just naturally pessimistic about the whole thing. So you are going into a relationship with the feeling that all men are the same and they are bad. Why don't you go into the relationship feeling that your own man is going to be different? And that's why a lot of ladies live with the belief that even if you stand by a poor man today, tomorrow he can even go ahead to take a second wife and dump you, or take a second wife in addition to you, even though that was not part of the agreement from the beginning. So these things they say, it's because they probably have seen someone else do it. So does that mean you need to put yourself in that category and say this is what's going to happen to me? No, no, no. So we also need to be careful. Bottom line, see relationship, see marriage as a partnership. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. Remember to give this video a thumbs up, a like, and then subscribe. My name is Coachman Solomons. Thank you. Hello?